United States to build roads, build houses and get finance from your banks at 2%. You can come here with your cheap capital and take part in our cheap labor. We will go there with our cheap labor and take your cheap capital and we will build you houses and roads. So the American says to me, but that's an immigration problem. I told him, that's your problem. You can't do this. We won't allow it. We are not blind pujaris of foreign direct investment. It can be dangerous. Not only in economics, but you import foreigners into our politics also is dangerous. People tell me, why you are after Sonia Gandhi? She is all the time wearing sari and bindi and all that. She is trying to be an Indian, you don't let her be. I said, see, I have read Ramayana. When Ravan came to kidnap Sita, he didn't come dressed as Ravan. He came dressed as a sannyasi. And Sita was fooled and she crossed the Lakshman Rekha. I am not being fooled by her sari. Especially when I know what she wears when she goes to Europe. So I am saying to you that this country's Indianness must come up. I am not talking only of Hinduness. We have no problems with Christians because Christians accept that their ancestors are Hindus. We have no problem with Sikhs and Jains and Buddhists. They all accept that they come from. I would like the Muslims to accept that their ancestors are Hindus and therefore we are brothers and sisters. One Muslim asked me, what is the proof? I said, see Cambridge University Journal of Genetics where Muslim and Hindu population DNA has been tested and found to be the same. Brahmin DNA and scheduled caste DNA is also the same. North Indian DNA and South Indian DNA is also the same. All this Aryan Dravidian is all bogus. They are all British construction. There is no word Aryan in our scriptures. There is Arya. Arya means civilized person. Dravida was a word introduced by Sri Adi Shankara when he said that when he was asked, when he had gone to North India, he was asked, who are you? He said, I am a Dravida Shishu. Shishu means child. Dravida says it is a sandhi of two words, tra and vid, which means where the three oceans meet. And the three oceans are Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. That means South India is Dravida. And this Karunanidhi, like a fool, has swallowed the British theory. And he started propagating Aryans and Dravidians. He even went to say that Ramayana, you see, Ravana was a Dravida king. And we shall celebrate Ravan Leela. You celebrate Ram Leela. I told him, you don't know, Ravana was born near Delhi in a place now called Noida. His wife was from Mandodari was from Meerut. Ravana went to Mansarovar in Kailash and prayed to Lord Shiva. Shiva gave him a varam, gave him a boon. With that boon he saw where I can conquer. He saw that Kuber had made Sri Lanka beautiful. So he came to Sri Lanka, conquered it. After some time, Karunanidhi accepted that, so now he stopped doing Ravan Leela. But he's still very angry with Ram. When I was fighting against the Setu Samudram project, of course I've got it stopped now from the Supreme Court. I was describing the Rama Setu to the court judges. It came in the papers. Karunanidhi addressed a meeting and said, what is this Swami saying? Rama said, Rama built it. He's an engineer. Which engineering college he went to? Next day he fell ill. So he had to be admitted to hospital. The hospital's name is Ramachandra Medical Hospital. So I sent him a letter, get well, but at least be happy that Rama has got an MBBS. This is how our mindset, division is taken. What is this Aryan Dravidian nonsense? Do you have to be born in a Brahmin family to be a Brahmin? No. Proof. Take Maharishis of our country. Were they born in Brahmin houses? Veda Vyasa. Mother, fisherwoman. Kalidasa. He was in the forest as an Adivasi cutting wood. Vishwamitra, the Rishi of Rishis, born in a Kshatriya family. And Valmiki, born in a scheduled caste family. It says that it has got to do with gunas. Because we divided society into 4 parts. Someone will only work with knowledge, but will not have weapons, will not have wealth, will not have land. Some will work with weapons, but will not be able to make policy, because that is the area of the Maharishis who work with knowledge. People can make money, but money will not give you social status. Only philanthropy can give you social status. You can work on land, but land must produce food for the people. This was the division of labor, division of economic power. But over the years it got fossilized and became into birth. Today a man will claim, I'm a Brahmin. Why? Because I was born in Brahmin house. What occupation you got? I'm director in Bata Shoe Company. And there's nothing wrong with being director in Bata Shoe Company, but then don't say you're a Brahmin, you're a commercial man, you're a Vaishya. In fact, all this caste division should go. It can't be rescued. Should all now henceforth slowly learn to say, I'm Hindu and nothing else, because your DNA is the same. I even proved it in Maharashtra for that Raj Thackeray, who said all these UP walas are coming and taking over Marathi jobs. So I quietly got a sample of his hair and sample of the hair of a UP taxi wala. And I compared their DNA and they were the same. And I announced it in public that I think that Raj Thackeray also came from UP because his DNA is the same as UP wala. This difference must go, the identity of an Indian. That either he is a Hindu or his ancestors were Hindus. That is the identity we want to foster in this country for a united India. And for that you have to learn the correct history. Our government, if it comes, we will give priority attention to the correct history. Today I released a book on Tipu Sultan. What is the real story about Tipu Sultan? He was coronated at the age of 30 and he was killed by a British soldier in Seringamapatnam, Srirangapatnam actually, on the way to Mysore, by a British soldier. In these 16 years, what did he achieve? He didn't achieve the unity of India. The Vijayanagara Empire achieved the unity of India. Shivaji achieved the unity of India. But Tipu Sultan, there is no record. It's all made up. I don't want to say that anyone is a part of India, anyone is not part of it. We have always been hospitable to whoever has come from outside. The Parsis came from Iran. We looked after them. They were so pleased with us Hindus that when the British offered them special reservations like the Anglo-Indians, they said, no, you go. We have been protected by Hindus through centuries, they will look after us, you don't have to bother with us. Same thing with Jews. Kochi, Bombay. And when Israel was created, many went back. We gave them a goodbye. And when Israel Parliament met after adopting the constitution, the first resolution they passed is, "Thank you India, you are the only country where the Jews were not persecuted." So we have to now learn to communicate with each other in an Indian language. Generally speaking, in public meetings, in large parts of India, Hindi is already becoming, you can speak in Hindi in Assam, in Srinagar, in Gujarat, you can speak in Bijapur here, you can speak in Hyderabad. So only small parts, the part of Tamil Nadu and Kerala, today is outside the reach of Hindi. But what is true about Indian languages is that they have common Sanskrit words. I took out once a Tamil dictionary and counted what percentage of the words are Sanskrit origin. And I found 42% of the words were Sanskrit. So I accidentally met Karunanidhi and I told him. He said, no, it's not true. I said, I'll show it to you word by word. No, these are all words stolen by Sanskrit from Tamil. I said, maybe, but it's common. But he said, now there's nothing. I said, your own name is Sanskrit, Karuna and Nidhi. At least please change that to some Tamil name. So I am saying that take Kannada, 65% of the words are common to Sanskrit. 80% of the words in Malayalam, 90% of the words in Bengali. All are, even our script is the same. You put ka and you want ki, you put a matra. It's common to all Indian languages. So therefore, we should work towards a double script, a script of your mother tongue, as well as a Devanagari. It's not Hindi. People say Hindi script. No, it's a Devanagari script. Sanskrit also uses it, Marathi also uses it, Nepali also uses it, and Hindi of course uses it. So we should slowly try to see people start learning Sanskrit. And I will say particularly Sanskrit because in the United States today, many of the frontier scientific organizations have decided to make Sanskrit compulsory language. You go to Google and put NASA and Sanskrit and see for yourself. What happened is that NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Agency, decided to work on this project of artificial intelligence, which is the collection of knowledge in one place, in a computer. And the question came, which language? And after 20 years research, NASA published their research in which they said the most computer-friendly language in the world is Sanskrit, and henceforth Sanskrit will be. It's there in, you can see it in the Journal of Artificial Intelligence published by NASA, or go to Google and you'll get it. Sanskrit is today compulsory in NASA if you want to study artificial intelligence. United States is giving scholarships to those colleges which provide optional teaching of Sanskrit. We therefore ultimately have to move in that direction, that this is the most scientific language and therefore a medium of communication between all states of India, and the center has to be through ultimately with Sanskrit. Finally, we must develop a mindset that if we are attacked, we will reply, will not turn the other cheek. We will postpone as much as possible war. Like Krishna went to Duryodhana, give me 5 villages and we will call it all off. Duryodhana said, no, not even the head of the needle. Draupadi, when Krishna came back, Draupadi got angry with him. What did you do? You wanted to, I want revenge, and you wanted peace. So he explained to him that I knew that Duryodhana is drunk with power, but I want to show the whole world this war is not by me, it is by them. And on morality, what is morality? When Rama hid behind the tree